As the Denver Broncos approach the halfway point of the season, tension is building. Sunday's matchup against the Baltimore Ravens isn't just any game. It's a pivotal moment that could define the Broncos' trajectory for the rest of the season. Sitting at 5-3, Denver teeters on the edge between playoff contention and missed opportunity. A win could solidify them as serious contenders, but a loss? That could thrust them into a downward spiral, especially with a brutal schedule still looming. Currently, the Broncos are positioned to pick 22nd in the 2025 NFL Draft. However, a slip-up against the Ravens could drop them into the top 15. It's a stark reminder of how each game could reshape their draft priorities and influence the future of the franchise. But what exactly do the Broncos need to change, and how has their outlook shifted since the season kicked off? Before diving into specifics, let's look at head coach Sean Payton's draft history, a history marked by a ruthless focus on physicality, especially during his time with the New Orleans Saints. In his years with the Saints, Payton made it clear that building dominance started in the trenches. He used 8 first-round picks on players who could handle the brutal, physical demands of the offensive and defensive lines. It's a strategy that not only brought the Saints success, but may also hint at how he'll shape the Broncos roster. Broncos fans hoping for flashy offensive playmakers may need to temper expectations. Payton's draft history suggests he values grit over glitz. However, that's not to say he's entirely opposed to skill positions. He's selected talents like Mark Ingram, Reggie Bush, and Brandon Cooks in the past. But with Denver, will he stick to his proven formula, or is he ready to embrace a different approach? Payton's strategy for building the Broncos could hinge on this week's performance and the adjustments he sees as critical for the second half of the season. His recent comments indicate a need for a stronger run game and better protection, hinting at offensive line priorities. Starters like Garrett Bowles are playing well, but his contract status leaves a question mark. If Payton isn't convinced Bowles is a long-term answer, don't be surprised if they aim high for an offensive tackle. On defense, while the Broncos' edge players and defensive line have shown flashes of brilliance, there's still room for improvement. With key players like Jonathan Cooper and Baron Browning possibly on the trade block, and others like DJ Jones nearing the end of their contracts, Denver's long-term strategy in the draft might focus heavily on securing young talent for the front seven. The right pick could mean the difference between a defense that merely holds its ground and one that crushes opponents. So, as the Broncos face down a formidable Ravens squad, their season and draft strategy hang in the balance. Will Payton double down on his signature style, reinforcing Denver's physical presence on the field? Or will this game push him to take a leap, giving the offense the boost it needs to truly thrive? With so many questions unanswered, and the stakes higher than ever, the second half of the season promises to be a relentless pursuit of progress. Stick around and find out how this thrilling season unfolds for the Denver Broncos.